John and Sherry, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So let's begin with you, John. If you could tell us a little bit about the Sonoran Institute for those people who may not be very familiar with the organization.
Sure. We're a 20-year-old conservation organization. We work throughout Western North America, from the Northern Rockies down into Northwest Mexico. And we essentially work to promote community decisions and public policies that respect the land and people of the West. Very community-based, very focused on building local capacity to address conservation and land use issues.
And I would imagine that the river study that we just saw in the piece before this interview is part of what you do.
Very much in keeping with that. It's providing the kind of information that community leaders, elected officials, land managers can use to make decisions about how to manage water, how to manage land use associated with the river.
All right, Sherry, if you could tell me a little bit about the Friends of the Santa Cruz River. How long has it been around and what is your objective?
We started about 20 years ago, and we formed as an all-volunteer group just to protect the river and keep it flowing, keep the habitat alive and healthy, and keep its benefits flowing to us. And
you were telling me just a few minutes ago that the water research has also been taking place by volunteers?
Yeah, about a year after we started, we did a joint project with the Department of Environmental Quality, the state agency, and we've been sampling the river monthly about since 1992.
And John, how important are these rivers to the environment in the southwestern United States? Well, why should people care about these places?
They combine a small part of the land base, but in terms of their importance, both for wildlife and for humans, essential. I mean, the water, it's the lifeblood of all living things, and so the riparian areas associated with rivers are absolutely essential to protect and maintain.
And Sherry, when we went down to this stretch of the Santa Cruz River, of course, the wastewater treatment plant is essential in providing some of that water, or most of that water. You were telling me about how the water flows beneath the surface as well. Can you tell me about that?
Right. It's been a natural river, but it was pretty much pumped out 50s, 60s by agriculture. And then when the sewage treatment plant started putting discharged cleaned wastewater back into the river, it brought the water tables back up to bring the surface flow back up. But there are natural parts of the river that still flow near the headwaters in the San Rafael Valley, and then down into Mexico. There's some parts that still flow unassisted.
And then it becomes part of an international situation because part of it is in Mexico and part of it is in the United States?
Absolutely. It's a binational watershed, and there's a lot of complicated issues in water quality and quantity that our group, Friends of the River, still are trying to grapple with on behalf of the river. And Sonoran Institute's been a wonderful help in dealing with those issues.
John, I understand obviously that the Sonoran Institute is also involved in many other projects. I spoke to another scientist who's working in the Colorado River Delta. Can you tell us about just some of the other things perhaps that are happening in the state?
You know, another binational river. We've been working primarily on the Mexico side, doing restoration work there, showing that with just a little bit of water, we can restore a lot of the Colorado River Delta. And so in addition to doing restoration work, we're also trying to secure water permanently for the environment, for the river in Mexico. For example, we've been working with the wastewater treatment plant in Mexicali. We created a set of artificial wetlands there that helped greatly their ability to treat the wastewater. In return for that, they are providing 18,000 acre-feet of water to the Colorado River for the next 20 years, which will be, essential to helping restore the river and reconnecting it with the estuary and the Gulf below.
So, Sherry, it seems like a common theme in this discussion is cooperation and how vital that is, not only between governments, but also between different agencies. Can you tell me about that, please?
Oh, absolutely. We couldn't do River Watch, our water quality monitoring program, without the Department of Environmental Quality. The Department of Water Resources protects the groundwater that supports the whole river habitat. The EPA has been instrumental in so many things, in getting the money to upgrade the treatment plant, for one thing, in helping fund this process that the Sonoran Institute is working on the river with us about. Partnerships are absolutely essential, and it really helps shape our community. The river runs right through the middle of our community. It is kind of our heart, and all of Arizona and the binational environment, we all share it, and it really binds us.
Okay, and then briefly you wanted to mention activity that you're going to be holding later this year?
We're going to have a picnic in October to celebrate the river, and we do a lot of guided river walks. Anyone's interested in coming down to the river and seeing how incredible it is for themselves, find us on our website.
Okay, Sherry Sass and John Shepard, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.